Hi guys, I'm gonna use today to talk about Karlach. I did a Karlach cosplay earlier this year. I've gotten a lot of questions about it, so I figured the easiest way is to kind of just break down the outfit and kind of talk through how I made it, because I didn't take any videos of me making the outfit, so this is the best I got. So the thing I get asked a lot is, did I paint my entire body? And the answer is no. I actually kind of only paint like about right here to my head. That's all I paint. I don't even do my hands or anything. I have a bodysuit that I wear. And the suit itself is not something I made. I bought, it's like a full body tight suit. They're pretty easy to find online. It's a regular bodysuit that I went and decorated and painted. I've done this for a few of my costumes before. I've never had to go this extent with the decorating just because Karlach has so much scarring. Now, before I started actually painting this thing, I did want the texture. Like, I didn't want to paint on the texture. I wanted to actually have texture. It's not the greatest, but it works. It works really well for this costume. And the way I did that is I put it on a mannequin and used puff paint. If you've never used puff paint before, it is awesome on all kinds of things. Foam, you can use it on wigs sometimes if you know how to do that, and it's great for doing decor on costumes. The problem with puff paint that makes it kind of tedious is it does take a full 24 hours to dry. It technically only takes 12, but I would let it dry for 24 hours just because you don't want anything to get smudged. It's very easy to do, it's just time consuming. Because when I went in to paint all of this, I didn't just go in with a paintbrush, because I really wanted there to actually be like muscle lines and whatnot, which is hard to do with a paintbrush. So I use a little airbrush. This is not the best thing ever. It's not top of the line airbrush. I think it was like $20 on Amazon or something. You don't need anything special. You just take some acrylic paint, water it down, and use this. Just as long as you clean it pretty well after you use it, this thing's nice. The only thing on here that I didn't really do was these little gibbets. I had a friend 3D print those out because I didn't want to have to make all of them and then just glue them on. I know people have had questions about the neckline. It's pretty seamless. I have it to where it's like cut and jagged, and then I have puff paint around the edges to give it some dimension. But then you put it on, as long as the body paint on your face is the same color as your bodysuit, it looks pretty flawless. The next bit that I've been asked quite a lot is my tail. Again, I didn't film making any of this stuff, so I'm gonna try and just break it down for you. The tail itself is just, this is fabric that I sewed, nothing special. You just sew like a long cone. See the seam kind of right there. The tail end here, it's foam. I glued on with some hot glue, brought it together onto the fabric with foam clay, so it's a little bit more seamless. It's not perfect, but no one's grabbing my tail to look at it up close. So inside that sits on my back, this part, this is just a piece of foam that's been sealed with glue around the edges. It's full of cotton or bed stuffing or fake clouds. Any of that will work. And I did the same thing to the tail that I did to my bodysuit, where I put puff paint on top and then took my airbrush machine and sprayed it so it had dimension. And the way I put it on is I just threaded through a belt. Karlach has so many belts on that you don't even know that it's there. The next thing that I have is her full bodysuit. Now, I have seen people coming out with the bodysuit and they've made it a lot better than I did. I've made it pretty jankily, but I'll break it down anyways for those who are interested in. I don't like having Velcro or like having to belt it in. I like being able to just pull it up and go. That way, going to the bathroom or taking it off after a few drinks is a lot easier than having to figure out where I have put Velcros and whatnot. And her suit, because she has it like it off one shoulder, makes it pretty easy just to pull it down and pull it back up. Now, this suit is like, I need to redo quite a bit. As you can see, it's being held together right now with a safety pin because I have been going to a lot of events, cons, parties, working, and this suit has just seen a lot of action and it is in need of repairs. This suit, it's not heavy. I've seen people making it with like actual leather and it looks great, but in Texas heat, that's just not doable. So the way I did this suit is I bought a full body pleather black suit. And then I went in and I cut kind of all the big pieces out to kind of match Karlach's bodysuit piece. Once I liked how all those pieces looked and it looked pretty good, I went in over top and I just cut out those pieces into strips and literally just glued those on top until all the pieces started matching together. And then I went in with just some white acrylic paint to paint the edges so it looked weathered, because hers is pretty weathered coming from the hills. Some of the pieces, like on her shoulder pad here that sits up here, this is a piece of foam, being a little bit tougher. And there's a few other pieces in here, like she's got some back pieces that I went ahead and did foam these long pieces so they were not just like wiggly, they actually had a little bit more structure to them. You know, down here where she has her little belt piece, like I said, this needs quite a bit of retouching, but this is all foam that I glued together. Like all these other pieces that are on her, they're all just kind of glued on. For these, I use contact cement, and I have not really had too many issues with them breaking or anything. The biggest issue I've had is the paint rubbing off, but that's something that if you're wearing your costumes over and over, you're gonna have to retouch them up anyways. And then the pieces that I didn't actually make are these, like the belt pieces. Those I also had a friend 3D print for me. In theory, she's actually a pretty easy costume. She's just a little time consuming to make. I am really short, so what I ended up doing, I got these tall boots that I could wear so I could appear a little taller. My little booties that go on top are these that go over top of the shoe. But this is actually a boot that I found at a thrift shop, and I cut the bottom part of the boot out. It already had buckles here, so I just painted the buckles and then added a little bit extra, make it look a little bit more like Karlach's, but that way there's already a full zipper in. It's already got nice padding in it. You don't actually have to make it. You don't have to worry about it getting like beat up because it is an actual shoe. It's just refurbishing things that are already out there. So we have like the gauntlets. This is it's just foam. I have issues with stuff falling off my arms a lot. So what I did with her is, since I have a bodysuit, like this isn't my skin, this is actually the tight suit, I have Velcro on the inside and that will connect the bodysuit and stay right where it is. Easy peasy. It's just foam. Nothing new. Her little hand things. These is actually not foam. People have done foam, but I like the look of it being like a leather. It's just fabric with foam glued on. And these little pieces are, I actually had little antler horns from like a dollar store, and I just broke them apart and glued them on and painted them, and they ended up looking like, I guess she has teeth. I'm not really sure what it is that she has on her. It looks like teeth, but that's what those are. That's kind of her outfit in a rundown. I can definitely do more detailed breakdowns if you guys are interested. Shoot me a message, give me a comment and questions, and I can try and help you make your Karlach outfit as best I can. So good luck. I hope this was helpful.